Hello everyone and welcome to episode 34 of the group Ironman series. In the last episode, we finally finished the Slayer grind, which means it's on to a new grind, prepping for the Inferno. For the Inferno, very similarly to the Slayer grind, there's only really 3 items I'm missing currently, those items being the Ava's Assembler, a Dexterous Prayer Scroll or an Arcane Prayer Scroll, and the Armadyl Crossbow. The reason I want the Ava's Assembler is it's just the best cape for range, and I will be using a cape switch between mage and range. I already have a Mage Arena 2 cape, so that's no problem. I also want a Dexterous or Arcane, or both prayer scrolls, as it's just extra DPS and accuracy when it comes to prayers, so it's a good thing to have. But the Armadyl Crossbow is actually a little bit more interesting. Now the Armadyl Crossbow is special, as it actually allows you to attack Zuck while on the ends of the shield, meaning that you get extra DPS in. There are other weapons that can do this, such as the Bofa and the Crystal Bow, but I do believe Armadyl Crossbow will be my weapon of choice, unless of course I go extremely dry. Now that the Inferno preparation is kind of explained a little bit, let's knock off the first item on the list, the Ava's Assembler, this episode. But before I can do any of that, I have one problem, which is a very good problem to have. With all the Slayer I've been doing, I managed to accumulate, no pun intended, a lot of alchables, and because of so, the bank space is looking a little tight. So let's go ahead and take all these and alch them. As always, here I am at Camelot going to do some alch agility, gathered all my alchs in my inventory, and all the marks of grace we get now can go towards stamina potions as we actually have full graceful now. Okay, we have finished alching everything, and as you can see, we've made ourselves just a bit over 3.6 mil. I actually don't need this money that bad, so I think what I'm going to do is hit up Dovidus and see if I can actually pay him back for the 3 mil he gave me from his Revenant grind. Alright, apparently Dovidus actually didn't need the money, plus he's planning to do a big demonic gorilla grind soon to get himself a Zenite for a Ring of Suffering. So that being said, I actually just going to keep the money for now. With alching all the way, let's go ahead and hop into Dragon Slayer 2. Of course, I can't just start it yet, I am missing one quest, which is Dream Mentor, and in order to Dream Mentor, I have to do Lunar Diplomacy. I think I have all the requirements for that, so we can do that, and I'm also missing 3 skill requirements, but we'll work on those once I get all the quest requirements. I just checked Lunar Diplomacy and it does look like I have all the requirements, so yeah, let's get started on that. This quest isn't a perfect depiction of an acid trip. I don't know what is. My god, this place is weird. Well, after defeating myself and finding the true meaning of Christmas, we have completed Lunar Diplomacy. Very late to complete Lunar Diplomacy, but I did that for good reasons. Because I just unlocked the Sucro task, I was able to get 87 Slayer without getting a single Sucro task. That is very nice. Not as nice as this rune crafting level, up to 47 rune crafting, but that's actually not the last rune crafting level we're going to get. You see, my weekly Tears of Gothics just reset, and with a nice 250 quest points, we get our 160 tears, which means we get ourselves 48 rune crafting. Now, I normally don't go out of my way to get levels just for the sake of getting levels, but I am extremely close to not only 84 attack and 84 defense, but I'm also really close to an HP level as well, and this is a pretty good excuse to do at least just a little bit of pest control. We do need Elite Void very soon, and there's actually a diary requirement, I believe, to do an easy, medium, and hard boat, so it's not like I'm just doing it to do it. So I think I'm going to do that diary requirement and also get myself these 3 levels. Here's the first level, 93 HP, 2 more to go. There we are, 84 attack, and now we just need to get 84 defense. And there is 84 defense. Now to get back to questing after this game. Dude, I'm inside Cyrus's bank. This dude got himself ranger boots and a Robin Hood hat. I don't even want to give him those back. I want to take this for myself. And there we are, Dream Mentor completed. That is the last quest I needed to complete in order to do Dragon Slayer 2. Unfortunately, quests are not the only thing I need for Dragon Slayer 2, as I do need 70 smithing, 68 mining, and 60 thieving. I would start with smithing, but it does seem the smithing supplies I need to get 70 have vanished from the group storage. So while I wait for them to reappear, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with thieving, because I actually have something I need to do with that. The one thing I wanted to do before training thieving is get myself the rogue's outfit. It doubles the amount of coins that you get per pickpocket, and since I'll be training it for a while, I'm only getting 60 right now, but in the future, it's probably a worthwhile investment. And the first run we do, we get ourselves a rogue equipment crate. That is beautiful. And that is the last piece of rogue equipment that I need, which is very nice. This went very fast, but it wouldn't have gone as fast if I didn't learn about this Runelight plugin. I'll go and show you guys on screen. It's called Rogue's Den. If you plan on doing this grind yourself, highly, highly recommend getting that. Now that I have the full rogue's outfit, it is time to knock out some bandits and grab myself 60 thieving. And not even an hour later, we hit ourselves 60 thieving. Now this is all I need for Dragon Slayer 2, but I'm actually not going to stop here. It's a big jump from 60 thieving, but 75 thieving is actually what I need for the Western Providence diaries, and the rest of the requirements are requirements I'm getting anyway. Plus, having the Western Province hard diary done means I can get myself Elite Void, which is something I want to do soon, so I think I'm going to do that now. For you guys, it'll only be 5 seconds, but for me, I'll probably be here next 5 hours. And there is 65 thieving. Yes, I know that is not 75, but this does unlock Menophyte Thugs, which is way faster XP per hour. But that's not the only reason I'm recording. I've been told that the smithing XP that went missing in the shared storage might be there, so let me go and see. There we are. This is the smithing XP I need. This should get me all the way from 60 to 70 smithing, so that is absolutely beautiful. 7.2k seal bars and basically 5.5k gold ore. Oh, that is amazing. I also just realized I wasn't recording, but I also got myself 65 herb lore from a genie random. Not too bad. Well, back to thieving for 10 more levels. At least I have Menophyte Thugs now. The XP per hour is much better there. I missed the level because I didn't think it was that special. 68 thieving, but that's also 1700 total. That's very nice. Still 7 more thieving levels to go. Alright, if I get this pickpocket in here. There we are, up to 75 thieving. Decent grind, but I'm actually glad I did it. Got myself quite a bit of GP, and we can now do the, the hard Western diaries without boosting. Next up on the to-do list when it comes to Dragon Slayer 2, I'm only missing 2 requirements, and as you saw earlier, I actually have 70 smithing banks, so that's no problem. I do think I want to work on mining first though. There's a chance that someone else might need the dragon pickaxe. No one's using it right now, so let's get mining. If you're curious how I'm getting the mining XP, I will be doing sandstone. That way I can bank myself some crafting XP. And if you're curious the exact method I'm going to be doing sandstone, be sure to watch the Suffering and Fury preparation video that I put out a few videos in the group Ironman series ago, as it explains this method very well. After many, and as I just said, many hours later, we have finally hit 68 mining. I was considering going for 70 for Song of the Elves, plus I think there's like 2 hard diaries that require you to mine adamant ore. But yeah, I've been here a while. It's been worth it. I'll show you guys that in a second, but I will stop at 68 for now, and let me show you how much sand I've gathered. It did cost a pretty penny, but look at that, 26.5k sand. That is beautiful. I'll probably use that myself later. Just keep in mind, I do have this in the bank for the future. I'm not going to be using this right now, though. So, we are now only 1 stat away from doing Dragon Slayer 2. 70 smithing, and we do actually have that banked, so it shouldn't be too bad to get that. Before I do that, though, I did just talk about doing the diaries, and I do need 70 mining, but with the dragon pickaxe, I can just boost. So I actually want to just knock out that diary step. I'm not going to do the entire diary, but just the adamant ore step. There we are, the hard task in the Western Province. I think I also have to mine 5 adamant ore in Yatizo. I think I'm going to hold off on that for now, because it took me a very long time just to mine 1. So I'll go ahead and put the dragon pickaxe back in storage, and let's get ourselves 70 smithing. Okay, we completely used up all of our gold ore, up to 6.4k gold bars. Didn't even use that much cash, and 67, almost 68 smithing. We do have 70 banks still. Obviously, we have the steel bars, so let's go ahead and use those now. After a lot more grinding, if I go ahead and click this here, we get ourselves 70 smithing. That means we can now do Dragon Slayer 2. Not only that, but that is also 1725 total level. So that's kind of nice. Well, I guess that means it's time to start Dragon Slayer 2. I heard this quest isn't too bad if you know what you're doing, so let's just hope I know what I'm doing. Okay, this is the portion of the quest where I fight Vorkath, and I did just notice as I was gearing up, I actually don't have a salve imbued, so that's going very high on the priority list. Probably after I finish this quest, I'll go do that. Now that my combat stats are pretty high, I got an Abyssal Whip and some pretty decent melee gear. I mean, it shouldn't be that bad with Nightmare Zone. Plus, Dream Mentor quest that unlocks Anatochryses and all that, that'll help a lot. Alright, I defeated the Ruined Dragon. Now it's just me versus Galvik. I am going to bank for food, but let's see if we can get this first try. And there we are, Dragon Slayer 2 completed. I don't think I'm gonna get any levels off this. Nah. But that is nice to get done. That means we can now kill Vorkath over and over again. And let me go ahead and get my cape that's like 10k, and then I guess we have to imbue our salve. Alright, Jack, cough up the cape. And I guess we'll go ahead to Nightmare Zone now, since the goal of this episode wasn't to get Dragon Slayer 2 completed. The goal of this episode was to get Ava's Assembler. So we're not even there yet. So 50 Vorkath kills, guaranteed head, but you could get it beforehand. But I probably need a salve for that. Anguish is good, but it's not going to cut it. And after a couple hours of Nightmare Zone, we get ourselves enough points. If we go to upgrades, we can go ahead and imbue our salve. The good thing about this is probably the last thing I'll ever have to imbue for at least a while. Eventually I'll want to like imbue Seer's Rings and Archer Rings when I get them, but that's by no means a priority, so very glad to be done. Before we start, one thing I have to say though is our setup is looking very solid for Vorkath. One last thing before I start Vorkath is I completely forgot that you actually get XP from this, so I'm just going to throw all this into range, and that should actually get me a range level. If I just exit out of here, 84 range. Okay, there we are, our first kill on the first try. If you notice, I actually did forget my BGS, and we actually got Dragon Plate Legs on the first kill. That's a very good alch. 49 more kills to go. Obviously, I can get it earlier. Earlier the better, obviously, but let's just keep going. Look at this kill. I only used like 4 sharks. That is beautiful. 303. I think that's like really good. I'm not sure. With this gear setup, 84 range, I think that's solid. Wow. I'll try not to record this often, but that was just another very good kill. Obviously a little bit slower, but look how many supplies I've used. I can easily do a 3-kill trip. I'm absolutely going to do a 3-kill trip. And there we are. This is KC number 50, so we get ourselves the guaranteed Vorkath head, and I guess the Vorkath veteran. That's kind of nice. That could not have been more clutch. Not only did that kill like take my entire inventory of food, that did not really happen too often, but if you look, I was actually pretty much exactly out of scales. I had just enough scales to do 50, and no one's else on, so if I ran out, I would actually have to like do the anti-poison method and all that. Very glad that's over with. Let's go ahead and turn this into an Avas. Alright, I have no idea how we do this. I brought myself the Myth Arrows, the Steel Arrows, the Avas, the Vorkath Head, all my cash. Let's go into Devices, and there we are. We now have ourselves the best in slot range cape, and we also have the best in slot mage cape, both of which are going to help me get the best in slot melee cape. Not only did Vorkath help me get this amazing Avas, but if you look at my inventory, and I'm also going to put on screen, we got ourselves 552 Dragon Bolts. That's actually really good because I can turn those all into rubies and use them for the Inferno. I could make some into diamonds, but I do think I'll probably use too many to make it both diamond and ruby Dragon Bolts. But 552, that I think I got extremely lucky on those, so I'm very, very happy with that. With the Ava's Assembler acquired, that means we're only missing 2 more items until I am ready to do the Inferno, the Dexterous Prayer Scroll, and the Armadour Crossbow. Next up, we will be going for the Dexterous Prayer Scroll, which means in the next video, we will be completing at least 1 raid. That raid being the Chambers of Xerix. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. If you want to see more content, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with that raid.